What's up guys, Romegrown here. Today we're taking a look at the ATRIUM Lighting 4x4 LED panel from ATRIUM Lighting, obviously. But anyway, we're just taking a closer look at this thing, man. It's one of my favorite 4x4 LED panels. Now, it's not the most powerful and it's not the most, it's not the biggest panel. It's just a 4x4, but man, does it come packed with features. So we're just taking a look at some of this stuff up close. Now, the first thing I do notice as soon as you open the box is the quality of the panel itself. It has this very nice textured matte finish, very similar to a PlayStation controller that's fresh out the pack. So yeah, man, really cool. You have some eye hole grommets here for your hooks and carabiners and harness cables to hook up to. Very premium feeling. Now on our drivers and our switch, we have a dimmable LED panel which actually will display the wattage, and as you can tell, it's brand new. We have a dim in and out, so that's basically part of the daisy chaining process. You can have a controller that's basically attached to that. You have an on-off switch, and this is an LED panel which displays how much wattage you're using. Now, you can extend this cable so that you can put the entire power supply outside of the tent, which is really useful. Comes with your power cable as well. And we have our carabiners and our harness cables set up ready to go. And we have our extra carabiners with the height adjustment clips. And yeah, man, that's pretty cool stuff. ATRIUM Lighting, as I said before, comes with this really cool instructional and scan QR code, tells you the model, power output, 100 watts, voltage 100 to 305 volts, and the frequency range is 60 hertz. Yeah, man, made in China, but very well assembled in America, I believe. American company. And yeah, man, I just really like this driver. You can remove this whole piece here and put it outside of the tent with that expandable cable that I showed you. The cables that do come are very, very nice, very high quality, and I have no complaints with these. They're seemingly gonna last a long time, and they're very easy to use. Now, I am going to daisy chain two of these together, as it's my second light. I only had one to begin with, and I was so impressed with the results that I decided to buy a second one. Now, for 200 bucks Canadian, man, I mean, you really can't go wrong. This thing does weigh a bit, and it's not very light at all. So it does feel very premium for what you get. As you can see here, ATRIUM Lighting. The board looks very nice, comes with some infrared diodes as well. And as you guys know, this is algorithmically spaced for most effective light penetration. As you can see here, it has a very interesting pattern that was algorithmically put together. So I'm very interested to use two of these back to back. Eventually, I'd love to have four of them daisy chained together, but for now, for this video's purposes, I'm just basically putting this together, reviewing kind of like what's here, and I'm going to show you guys what it looked like when it's all installed. But yeah, man, interesting features. The fact that you're able to remove the power bank, and as well as the driver itself, and it's just really cool that you can remove it and put it outside of the tent and just have the panel itself in there, and it kind of helps with heat if you have heat problems and heat issues. So I'm gonna put all this stuff together, get the carabiners and the wire harnesses ready, hook this thing up, daisy chain it, and then I'm gonna get back to you guys. Alright guys, so I have everything hooked up. The carabiners and the pulley systems here are fully hooked up. Obviously, I'm gonna take the elastic bands off of those, but yeah, that's gonna make it so that we are able to adjust the height of this. I am going to extend and daisy chain these together so that they work off of a single driver, and the way these drivers work is such where I can make one power control unit the main unit, and that's how you work it. So you can make one unit the main unit, and it controls all the different units through the daisy chaining system. Anyways, I'm going to install these and we're going to see how they look. Alright guys, so we're just here inside of my grow space, and I just wanted to do a quick comparison of this year's ATRIUM lighting versus their first version, which I have over here. And there's just a few noticeable differences that I've actually seen thus far. And I know this is actually in the reverse. I'm gonna switch this panel around, but I can see just right off the bat that last year's driver is a little bit smaller than this year's driver. This driver is a little bit bigger in size, or it just looks a little bit bigger, man. The actual box that this thing's housed in. But anyways, the main differences here to our build quality, they did give you these solid metal carabiner latches on this, whereas these didn't come with that. They came with this style of, like, I don't know, cheaper clip, and they didn't really have the carabiners installed for the grommets here. So that's one major difference. But as far as the construction of the actual unit itself goes, for the most part, it's the same thing. Same style of ATRIUM lighting or whatever, as you can see. But yeah, anyways, I got everything installed pretty much okay, and I'm just about to hook up the power line. I do have to switch this around because I need the line to run this way, so I'm gonna make some adjustments. But as you can see here, the carabiners took very well. The setup is doing very nicely, and obviously I can latch this and piggyback this, and I'm gonna make this my main driver because I can reach it from outside of my tent. So I'm gonna run my connecting line from that LED panel. I'm gonna run my connecting line from that LED panel to this LED panel, and then I'm gonna run the power outside that way. And yes, if you guys were wondering, yes. Yeah, so ATRIUM lighting, man, very cool stuff. Now the panel itself is very nice, as you can see here. Has your red diodes algorithmically spaced for maximum light penetration and power efficacy and efficiency. As you can see, you have your infrared diodes. This is going to be the exact same thing when it's turned on. And yeah, man, I just wanted to show you guys what the ATRIUM lighting looks like. Has a very nice coverage, and I am obviously packing these plants in here. I think we're in about week 2 or so ish. So yeah, man, ATRIUM lighting, check them out online. You have your super whites and your reds, a very nice blend, everything the plant needs, and I'm just super happy with the way these came out. So anyways, that's it for now, man. ATRIUM lighting, that's my go-to. So one other thing, I just wanted to quickly show the difference between materials that ATRIUM is giving out with their products now as opposed to when I first got the first light. So as you can see here, we have the 2 different cables. Now this is the cable that came with the first year, and as you can see here, the gauge of the cable is even a lot smaller. It's a lot less beefy. I mean, these cables were pretty good to begin with, but I mean, it's a far cry from what they're giving us now. Like, look how thick and beefy this is in comparison, and it just goes to show ATRIUM's dedication to improving their quality on their products, and just in general how much better that. Like, look at the gauge. Just look how thick the wire is in comparison, and even the bulkheads in the connections themselves, a lot more premium. I mean, it's the same style, but it's just a lot more beefy, and there's a lot more weight to it as well. But yeah, man, it just goes to show ATRIUM is continually upgrading their materials and their products. So this is why I highly recommend them. Amazing customer service as well. From what I've read, that they get back to you immediately. I haven't had any problems personally with any ATRIUM products that I've bought so far. Their lights have been amazing. I haven't had so much as a failure or anything for that matter, and they've really been, supplementing my lights. I was a big fan of HPS when I was first growing, and it was hard for me to give up on them. But man, that 4x4 LED basically operates pretty much the same as a 600 watt HPS. I'm getting the same results, if not better. So yeah, man. Anyways, yeah, that's the review. Hope you guys like their products. Make sure you check them out online. You can get ATRIUM products on Amazon as well. That's it for now, folks. Hope you guys enjoy.